Hiya. So we finally got a logo. Steve Pickford's been back on the design duties for me and has crafted up this little beauty. I've been playing around with it and stuck it in game in the main menu, and obviously because the full game's got a day-night cycle, I thought I'd do the same thing with the main menu. So it checks when you start playing, updates accordingly, gives you a day or a nighttime scene. Small thing, makes me smile. I kind of fancy doing some checks for dates, so like Halloween, Christmas, stuff like that. Obviously doesn't add anything to the main game, but it's a nice little detail, so if I get time I'll start looking at that. So the last video I'd started blocking out the world, and that's basically what I've been continuing on for the last few weeks. Essentially there's about a third of it done now, or at least of the overworld, with the dungeon locations, a few secret areas, and what I hope is a decent flow between the zones. I've started doing a bit of proper set dressing in the more stable areas, i.e. the bits that I did first. So things like grass, spiders, webs, rock scatter, final water areas with fishing and stuff. And I've also had a quick play with some of the post-processing, including some of the lighting. So this is not final yet. It's just, you know, different colour gradings for different zones, and everything's sort of dialed up to 11 at the minute, which is, you know, pretty much how I always do a first pass. So I'll keep playing with it, tweaking it, knocking it down, probably until the day that I release it, but it'll settle down over time. On the tech side, level streaming's done. I broke out all of the world into streamable maps, and you can now respawn anywhere on the available map with the correct level streaming in behind you. It needs a few touches, like a little animated loading icon, probably a loading screen for the big main transition, but it's all working nicely. Yay, UE4. I've also made some changes to the stamina system, so combat's been totally simplified at the minute. Instead of the 3-hit combo thing that I had before, it's much closer to the 2D Zeldas, just very, very quick single attacks. I've also got it so that the attacks actually damage breakable items now, so you know, the pickup items, pots, grass, stuff like that, they'll actually get destroyed. And I'm going to go back to this once the Z targeting is in, which is, you know, basically one of my things I want to do over Christmas. So once you can lock on to things, I might revive the combos, but only in that mode. To be honest though, I'm kind of preferring just the really quick, simple slashes. So the combos I might just drop totally. Don't know, not decided yet. I'm gonna play with it a little bit over Christmas. In between all of that, a lot of bug fixes. There was a few things that have been on the to-do list for literally about a year, so I fixed up those. I've done a few more props, brought the wasp in from Lumo, so we're going to have like little flying insects that attack you, and I've started doing some modelling and sculpting for some spiders and some simple NPC enemies like you'd find in normal Zeldas, so just little things that you can kind of interact with as you move between the zones. So none of that's really final at the minute, so there's not a lot to show. So the next video, hopefully Z targeting's working, and with a little bit of luck, January should just be about messing around in dungeons. I think I'm going to do the first dungeon and see how that feels. Thanks for watching, have a good Christmas and that, and I'll catch you next year.